grade, we're going to be doing lesson 2 in chapter 13, addition with regrouping. We'll start with our 5-minute warm up. We will learn to use place value charts to add ones with regrouping. We will have a problem of the lesson, and then we will learn to use place value charts to add numbers with regrouping. Let's begin with our 5-minute warm up. We're going to review addition facts to 20. You notice here in my 10 frame, I have created a problem. I have 8 red Skittles and 5 green Skittles. I want to see how many I have all together. I'm going to remember how to use my Make 10 strategy to solve this. I'm going to begin by writing my problem in the vertical form. Solving using an algorithm always makes regrouping easier. So now I've written my problem, 8 plus 5 equals. Now I'm going to use my Make 10 strategy. So looking at the two 10 frames, it looks as if moving the green to the red will be the easiest way to go. So now I've built my 10, I've made 10, and I have some ones left over. I always begin by counting the ones that are left over. So help me count them. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to write the 3 ones that are left over. Now I don't want to forget about the 10 that I made, so I want to look at my 10 frame. How many 10 frames have I filled? That's right, 1. So I'm going to go over to my problem and I'm going to write 1 in the tens place because I have one group of 10 and 3 ones left over. So I have the number 13. 8 plus 5 equals 13. 10, 11, 12, 13. Let's move on to the next activity. In this activity, we're going to use place value charts to add ones with regrouping. We want to use our place value chart first by building our numbers. So I have the number 28. In the number 28, I have 2 10s and 8 ones. So I'm going to build that number here. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 28. Look at my second number. My second number is 6. I'm going to build that down in the lower portion of the place value chart. So in 6, there are no 10s, but there are 6 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I want to go over here and write my equation in the vertical form. I'm going to write it as an algorithm. 28 plus 6. Notice how I'm lining up my numbers in the right column. Ones go here, tens go here. My next problem is to try to make 10, and that's what we mean when we say we're regrouping. We're regrouping by making a 10. So if I have 8 here, I need a few more to make 10. So I say 8, 9, 10. I've regrouped them. I've changed the grouping. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to group these together. Then I'll be able to move them over here so that I can trade them for a 10. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put my 10 over here. This is the 10 that I regrouped or I made. Once I've regrouped them, I have to get rid of those ones I'm trading. And I'm going to go over to my algorithm and I'm going to build this magic box. This is the box where I put the 10s that I have regrouped or I have built using my ones. So I'm putting that 10 there. So now this is just showing what I've done on my place value chart. Once I've built my 10 and I have finish that step, I want to go back and I want to count my ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 ones, and then I want to count my tens. 1, 2, and the one I made makes 3. So 28 plus 6 equals 34. Okay, now for our lesson, for the problem of the lesson, I'm going to tell you the problem. The problem is there are 25 blackbirds in a tree. 8 more blackbirds join them. We want to know how many blackbirds are there all together. 25 blackbirds in a tree, 8 more join them. How many blackbirds all together? And we're going to use 2 different methods to solve this. Method number 1 is counting on from the greater number. So let's write out our problem. There were 25 blackbirds in the tree. 8 more joined them. We want to know how many blackbirds all together. So when I look at my numbers, I have 25 and 8. Which is greater? Yes, you're right, 25. So we're going to go to 25 and we're going to count on from 25. We're going to count up 8. So help me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What did we land on? That's right, 33. So 33 blackbirds all together. Now let's move on to our second method. In method number 2, we're going to use place value. And with place value, I like to use my tools. So I went ahead and drew a place value chart. And in my place value chart, I modeled my numbers. 25, 2 tens, 5 ones. And then I modeled my second number, 8. No tens, 8 ones. Now my next step is, of course, to build a 10. So I see I have 8 here. I'll need a couple more to make 10. So I'm going to take these, oops, I'm going to take these 2. I'm going to move them down here. 1, 2. And once I move them, I'll just erase them here. There we go. Now I have a set of 10. When I have a set of 10, I can trade them for a 10 stick. I'm going to go over here and make my magic box to show that trade, or that 10 that I build. I'm going to build it. I'm going to model it. And since I traded it, I have to get rid of the ones that were in the ones, because they are no longer there. Because I have moved them by regrouping them and placing them in the tens column. Okay, so then I want to go back and I want to count my ones. 1, 2, 3. I have 3 ones. Notice I'm writing it directly below. And then I've got the 10 that I built plus the 2 that I already had, which makes 1, 2, 3. So I came up with the same answer. 25 blackbirds were in a tree. 8 more joined them. How many do we have all together? Right, we have 33 blackbirds all together. Okay, now we're going to use our place value chart to add numbers with regrouping. Notice both of my numbers have double digits. Both of them have tens and ones. So we'll start with 14. I'm going to build 14. 1 10, 4 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to build 18. 1 10 and 8 ones. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. Now it's always best to go back and write your problem as in the vertical form. So here we go. That was the wrong number. 14 plus 18. Notice I lined up my ones and my tens. Now I want to group. Now, looks like moving some of these to here will be the easiest way to make 10. So I have 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to group those. So then I can trade them for a 10. Gotta make sure I'm showing that up here, my magic box. Make sure I get rid of those since I traded them. Then I go back and I count my ones. 1, 2. 2 ones. Then I count my tens. 1, 2, 3. 3 tens. So 14 plus 18 equals 32. 14 plus 18 equals 32. Now you're ready to go on and do your worksheets from your workbook.